Great job. Nuke's gone your way. Mirage, if they pick this one up, Dust 2 still going to be a battle for them, but a big, important map for them ahead. Mirage is map 2 here in the DreamHack Open Summer Oceania Grand Final. Renegades looking to claw back and grab themselves a 2-1.
Bye, Jordan. Bye, Jordan. Get out to the casting couch. I kept it warm for you.
Oh.
All right, and let's get into the action. Mitchell. Pilski.
Hello.
Your name's Pilski's cast. Give us your best cast. Go.
They're running out B.
Thank you.
They're going B.
Beautiful.
And that's a boost up onto Humongous, and he's going to get a bit of an off angle, but misses that initial shot. Renegades started to run straight into the site. APOC picking off one of them already, though, and a 1-for-1 to start things off.
Yeah, trying to get out there, but Humongous from the back of site now just going to smash his way into jail, but unfortunately he's going to be locked up completely at Plant going down at default. Malta trying to bait out any more defenders in this position, but there's going to be the fast flank coming in from Sterling here. USP at the ready. Flash on to the balcony will allow Sicko just to buy some extra time here. It's the two-man flank through Apps and one through Market. Sicko picking up at the perfect moment. Couple of eyes on this direction. Oh, beautiful shot coming out from Sterling. Looking to hunt some more heads now, but it's going to be Sicko holding from the van as Hazard again is going to be wreaking havoc with the P2K. It's him versus Sicko now, both of which having a great round so far, but Sicko does it one better. Finds himself the triple kill in the first round for Renegades.
Beautiful P2000 work, as always, from Hazard, but unfortunately not enough in the end. Sicko a little bit too sharp, shutting down that double flank through B apartments and closing out the post plant as well. Gives Renegades that pistol. Now the force buy from Avant, looking to do what they did in the previous. After losing that first initial round, they started to take control of the game once they won with the Deagles and the Scouts. Renegades should be well aware that that could be a possibility. And this time around, they're a little better equipped for it. Last time, they lost that round. Too many SMGs. This time, a couple of AKs. The push to top mid. There's one of the AKs actually trading one back and keeping Renegades with that critical map control of middle.
Smoke fading. Sterling gets at least a body tag. Not the second, though. Sicko slides away to safety. We'll control that bomb.
Renegades, they're starting to slide into some really important positions, making their way up connector. Dexter can have a little bit of a crossfire with Inns just poking and prodding at this A site. He's actually going to be allowed to slip into jungle. There's no one here, Mac.
Oh, this is ridiculous. And Avant, they aren't even aware that window room could be dirty at this point. Hazard, he's missed that completely. And look where Dexter's gone. Surely the flank will secure the round as Avant will not expect him to be coming in through CT. There's no eyes on this position. Sterling fully focused towards A main now. And it's a matter of moments, but Dexter, he's going to get all the information in the world. Hazard might just spot him, but there's the knife. Hazard unable to, no, does hit him with the Deagle, but unfortunately, there was too much damage done already, and that's going to be the A site found. But there's still a chance here. Sicko's low. It's a 3v2.
There's 1,500 in the bank account for Dexter as Renegades chucks that bomb down. Smoke going onto connector is going to sort of skewer the vision for Blitz with that Deagle. He was trying to find something with the Scout, but as time ticks away with no kits on these CTs, they're probably thinking twice about trying to commit to this round. Starting to back away now. They want that potential to do damage in the next.
Well, there should be another secondary to pick up somewhere at least. One of the teammates going down at mid. Well, that's actually going to be Humongous looking for some extra damage. Big pick onto Instant Flash comes through, but Hugh is way too wide in the open. And that is going to be Sicko securing that kill. So Blitz now manages to get his hands on an MP9, gets a little bit of extra damage, and cops more than he gives, and both of the Renegades players will survive there in CT spawn. But manage to secure that second crucial round against the Pistols.
Yeah, not only that, hold on to both of the AKs. The more critical guns to be recovering at the end of things. Losing mostly SMGs. Can't be too upset about that now. Having dealt with that force from Avant and taken all of the guns that they invested in away from them, Avant will have to full save here before they can look towards that next gun round, which means it's going to be a big farm for the MAC-10s as they come straight out of A ramp. There's 5-7 instantly dealt with, but there's a stack on this A site.
There's a huge stack indeed. It looks like APOC might actually be spotted first here up on top of the balcony. It's just a matter of where Hatch decides to go. APOC, there it is, the four-man peak, and Renegades are, well, not too fussed by that one, just keeping the guns at the ready, firing away. That's going to be a nice clean third round for the Renegades without any casualties. Now the question is, do we see the MAC-10s carried across into Avant's first gun round?
Keen to see, honestly, if they potentially will do that. Could throw a bit of a quicker play into things. Maybe a bit of a B execute or something of that nature. It's going to be towards A, actually. The Molotov, great pace from Inns, instantly dealing with Hazza. Sterling is able to trade one back though, but he does eventually get taken out, and all of these duels going the way of Renegades early on. Hugh and Apoc scrambling to get into position.
And that's it. The two MAC-10s still alive, one of which getting some extra damage done. Sicko, plenty of util here to try and keep control of the top of Con, but it looks like Avant happy just to take the two M4s into the next, pack their bags, and allow Renegades to keep 4 alive with 4 up on the board as well. This is a dream beginning for Renegades on their map pick.
Yeah, I don't know if they're happy whatsoever. End of the day, 2 MAC-10s being carried through into that round, and Renegades just wipe Avant there. Not only that, upgrade a MAC-10 into an AWP. They got to be super happy with that.
It's
Up
like
4-0.
It's amazing for the finances. Hugh will spot Malta out here as just going to be some util used, trying to slow them down for the moment. But it seems like Renegades happy just to stay on the opposite side of the smoke. And there it is. 2 and 4s saved over for Avant, but Renegades look at the money, Pilly.
I know. By the time they're done chewing through all of this money, should they lose a couple of gun rounds, they'll just have the loss bonus to buy anyway. So the buys are just never going to stop coming.
And they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming. Well, let's see what Avant have, or what Avant are going to do with the 2 rifles in the mix. Well, one already sorted out. Sicko firing up here with the AWP as they start to move up Con Malta as well, denying any aggression over there towards apartments, and Humongous also loses that other M4. However, it is going to be picked up by Blitz there. Actually, no, I think that was Apoc's one, which is still surviving. However, Avant, they've gone for the heavy stack over towards the B site. Renegades, they've already filtered out the A site, cleared every little angle possible, and this is just going to be a 5th round secured.
Looking great on Mirage here. Tested momentarily in a couple of rounds, but Renegades for the rest of them have been kind of wiping the floor with Avant. We've only seen 1 gun round though. 2 rifles still being carried through for Avant. They want to hold on to those, keep their money nice and healthy, but Hats poking and prodding up towards the bricks. Renegades starting to set up a bit of a net around this B site. Try to take these 2 M4s out of the hands of the CTs. But they're going to start backing off. Not sure if it's necessarily worth it. It's not really much of a muchness if you think about it. Like, Renegades have plenty of money. Avant's going to buy up in the next round anyway, so all things considered, a couple of extra M4s, yeah, it helps out the CT economy, but it might not be worth throwing 3 or 4 guns away in the process.
But 5 alive for Renegades is a dream. 3 of the players getting very close to max money already. This is a solid beginning. Look, 5 rounds on the T side of Mirage. That is already a good half.
Well, they are... I'm not sure if they're going to have to eco for this entire half. They're already looking pretty good in terms of the cash. Which puts the onus on Avant to be able to put these buys on the board and try to win some of them. Double AWP coming into effect now for Avant. Looking like Renegades mixing things up, a quick short split. Pressure on Apoc.
Oh.
How has he got that? Fully blind.
Ridiculous. Gets away with murder. Dexter, look at that smoke as well. I wonder if that was pre-planned or thrown by Blitz. However, it does allow Dexter to play around the utility and open up towards the A side already. That's going to trigger rotations from the rest of Avant. Let's see if Renegades walk into the stack.
They're just giving Dexter a little bit of room to work with, and unfortunately, Apoc, impactful as ever, cleans him out of the window. Interesting to see in a 4-on-3 that push into Palace. Inns is going to punish that straight away, so any advantage that Avant may have had is instantly taken back away from them as Renegades start to close in on this A site. Sicko in connector with that AWP.
Sterling has snuck his way onto site though, but it's about the timing, and it looks like Ince will find this for free. Gets the double as well, taking APOC down deep into spawn, and it's all up to Humongous. Manages to have at least a 1v2, so there is an opportunity, but it will rely on maybe an overextension coming out from the Renegades. And look, if there's something we know about the Renegades, they have very disciplined gameplay, and they seem to just win these rounds time and time again, especially on Mirage.
Looking like they're going to be going up 6-0. Loss bonus plus the healthy money on quite a few of their players means that this is probably going to be another buy for AVANT, though, in this next one. But Renegades, any questions that Nuke might have put in their minds, which I'm not sure there would have been many, quickly being washed away because they are not having any issues here. Very rarely being tested. Couple of kills going the way of AVANT, but seems like Renegades seems to be able to just recover and bounce back almost immediately from everything that goes wrong.
Well, I wonder if that would have gone differently if Hazza had not gone for the aggressive play into Palace. Maybe just feeling like they needed some form of map control, but obviously Renegades here and very prepared for this matchup. If we've noticed that Hazza loves to push into Pal, I'm sure they have as well, so Ince, you don't want to be running into that man at the best of times. Sterling goes for the repeat, gets away with at least one, but Dexter trades it out.
Another one of those things that AVANT does pretty often. Just have that player going up into bricks. Hazza pushing into Palace. Inz is so on top of things. Off angle would be quite hard to clear. Shadow advantage for Hazza gives him that frag as well. So it works out for him. Good to see that he doesn't suffer from that results-oriented thinking that some people do sometimes. You know, something doesn't work out once doesn't mean it's not going to work again at some other point. Different timing, different round, different context. Gives AVANT that man advantage, and this is where they started to struggle a little bit more in that previous round, but a different approach this time for AVANT. A double setup under balcony. Might not be something that Renegades is expecting. How's it going to fight? Which might leave APOC unchecked. Renegades all coming out of Palace. Can't see anything on the site. Creep down balcony as it goes down.
Some nuts timing, but now they know that he's going to be stuck in this position. Oh, and he spotted that one through the little gap. APOC getting away with murder again, and another onto Hats. How have Renegades not managed to trade that? APOC couldn't even move in that position.
It's alright, he doesn't need to move. He's a turret tonight.
I guess the law of Pilski states if you shoot them before they shoot you, then you will be the one laughing.
That's more like the law of Karath. If they just shoot better, then they'll win, right? Then I try to queue with him in any game, and he applies that same logic. Doesn't really work out too well for him, actually.
Swing wider than the enemy.
I wasn't swinging anywhere, but he was clicking real good. That's what counts. And he's been clicking good all tournament. Renegades looks like a bit of a Palace pop. Sicko getting the flash ready for the top of Palace as Dexter walks through mid, applies pressure to APOC.
Spotting the head, tapping away. Hats, sharp entries, but Blitz able to have an answer for it. Finds Hats as well. There's Malta also falling into Palace. And that's going to be man advantage for AVANT. Now let's see if they can capitalize from this position into somehow burning from that. What is that? What is that?
Fix the game. Fix it.
Somebody clip that and send it to me. Anyway, it's looking like another round for AVANT, locked down by Blitz, but I have never seen that in 5 years at least playing this game.
What do you mean, Mac? It's a wooden balcony. It's clearly lit in the balcony on fire.
Oh, heat rises.
No, the fumes are going up. It's very hot to stand on top of a fire like that. Of course you're going to take damage.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, be it as it may, AVANT have found themselves a second, and whatever the hell that was did not allow Ince to keep on fighting there.
That just shouldn't happen. That just shouldn't be a thing.
Oh, you gotta love this game.
Don't worry, Mac. It's CSGO. It'll only be in the game for another 2 years until they fix it. It's all good, mate.
Someone
Don't panic.
Please replicate the bug, and then we'll fix it. Anyway. Moving on.
Well, that was a pretty clean round from AVANT, which means that they've got a little bit of cash to work with. Not a whole lot, though. Not much room for error. I love how he jumps and he's like, I should be right now. And then he starts taking damage again and runs away. He's like, ugh. Pushed out into the open. Oh, aggression from Hazard. You love to see it.
There it is.
That's what we want to see from the man. And Malta's going to pick up the pace. Trying to find a pick out of B apartments. Renegades very split up, but all of them being active in different sectors of the map. Dexter trying to apply pressure to connector. Malta was aggressive out Apps. In's aggressive out Palace. Nothing coming of it yet, but you never feel comfortable when Dexter is in an aggressive position in middle. Hazard really starting to get warmed up now. Had a bit of a quiet game on Nuke. We've still got AVANT across the line. But now on Mirage, he's turning up a little bit more. You love to see it.
Here's that timing again, but Hazard, he's been very proactive this round, and another should be found. Beautiful effort already. 3 for himself, 1 for the ace. But Malta and Ince, they've got something to say about it, and it's a 2v2 they'll find over towards the B site here. Hazard not too far away, but APOC looks like he should find first contact here. Malta, good patience, just waiting to close the distance between himself and Ince. Now Hugh, jiggling away, has been spotted. Over towards bench APOC. He's now trying to make his way through. It's going to be Ince to try and open up here. Humongous overextending a little bit.
Oh.
And Renegades like that are back in the round.
You can't take this one for granted. They're both quite low, though. Molotov and HE on Sterling could definitely bear fruit. The double retake through Brick's side. Headshot angle for Malta, but he gets smoked off. That's going to give AVANT a little bit more room to work with.
Ooh. And Malta finding that one through the smoke, seeing where the utility's coming from. They know that this is coming in from short. Now Hazard another. He could be on for the ace, but it's going to be Blitz to steal it, snatch it away. But it's a team game, and AVANT, they found themselves a third here on the defense. Plenty of time remaining as well to get that defuse off. But yep, very strong retake coming out from AVANT there. Renegades doing a very good job to at least get the bomb planted, pump up that money that little bit more. And they've, look, we said that they're going to have no financial woes, but as we head into round 10, it's getting to that point where the economy's starting to be broken, and it took 3 rounds.
Yeah, look, the way the game was going, Mac, I didn't think AVANT was going to be winning 3 guns rounds in a row, but they've earned it. That retake as well, love to see that.
Yeah.
The smoke extended, not taking any chances, just using what utility that they had in a pretty creative way, just to minimize risk. Don't see it that often. Sometimes players will just run in there without throwing a single grenade, but smokes and flashes, Molotovs, HEs, all invested, and they end up surviving with 3 players, which helps AVANT's money as they reduce this loss bonus. Starting to find more success here. Renegades putting a few boots on the ground in middle. Getting ready for this A split at some point.
Certainly posturing for it, but it's a matter of when. Just waiting out this smoke at A main. Sterling up on ticket. Has full reliance on Hazard there behind default to make sure he survives from any aggression coming through Pal. That's going to be Malta again, but great timing on the utility.
Smoke missed in mid-window, actually. So even like some of the top teams, it's not just you and your matchmaking game. Throwing that one a bit too high. Blitz peeking out. Actually, the smoke ends up saving Dexter and Sicko, but if it was in place in the first place, probably wouldn't have been an issue. 50 seconds as Renegades start to make their way into this A site. Pressure on Sterling and Hazard with no utility on their belts.
He needs to connect here. Sterling just waiting, spots the elbow. Nerves of steel. Beautiful shot to kick things off. Hazard as well here at default. Good damage before falling. Unfortunately, may not be enough. Sterling just has to buy some extra time. Blitz here as well, denying anyone coming up con. As the bomb's still trying to fight its way over to site. Malta will trade that one with the utility, but he's got 20 seconds now. Another molly over at jungle. Smoke at the top of con will allow the bomb to be planted for connector. But Hats, just barely dodging that shot. APOC can't stop the bomb from going down, but it's a very quick retake. Renegades, at least getting that bomb planted, might have something in the tank to go for. Pistol armor buy into the next round. Oh, it's actually looking like they should be right as rain to go for the full buy.
It's that loss bonus on the T side, Mac, plus the bomb plants they're getting.
Yep.
Helps out in terms of the cash. That's what I was saying before. Once they chew their way through that money, that's when the loss bonus kicks in. Great turnaround from AVANT. 4 in a row from them. 3 alive once again, starting to really cement that economy. That was a bit of a weird round out of Renegades. You have to say it, though. Missed smoke on mid-window. Shoulder peek out of A ramp to kick things off is an easy shot for Sterling to connect. Bit uncharacteristic to see Renegades go for such a sort of dry round. Out their I's dotted and T's crossed. This time, getting ready for an A execute. Very little presence on the actual bomb site. Blitz and Hazza doing a full retake setup here. Sterling starting to make his way back towards Ticket. Hazza actually moves into the site. He still has a Molotov that he's holding on to. Gonna play that off angle. Now the smokes start to fly in as the execute begins.
Sterling going forward as well. Potentially a dangerous decision, but he's going to make it looking dangerous as they try to make their way out to sight. Renegades starting to be picked apart. Hazza as well from the top of Firebox. It's going to be Insta to at least come out and trade. Dexter as well finding Sterling to send it back to the 3v3, but they still need to make their way into sight.
Yeah, they haven't got the bomb down yet, but Renegade's so good in these 3-on-3s. Solid communication, knowing what's covered. They're scouting out the position of Blitz, but he finds the right timing. He's been on fire on this CT side.
And Hats just crab walking into his line, is not going to be able to trade it back out. And APOC as well, denying any safe passage out of Palace for Ints there. So Avant really pulling things back together. And look, they're just like that, they're back in the game. 5 rounds in a row for themselves. Just one behind tying this one up with the Renegades here. Solid performance, great timing found by Blitz there. It was a very questionable decision going for a dry peek, knowing that that could be dirty, but he just worked the timing, caught Dexter, pulling out utility without any cover from his teammate there at a main, and that's all it took.
I think he was pretty comfortable that APOC was in a good position to swing with him. Just trusting each other, Avant. It's good to see. These last couple of rounds for Renegades, though, have been kind of weird. Like just that A execute, then into the 3-on-3 where they just lose the round to a couple of dry peaks. Missing that mid-window smoke, and it's been a bit of a strange last couple of rounds for the T side of Renegades.
Blitz looking a little bit worried here as he continues to encroach on the top of mid. Missed opportunity. Onto Malta. Doesn't know that Hats has already made his way through. Sterling out in the open. It is going to be him at least finding Ints there. Hats with the deagle, just waiting for Blitz. Knows that he has to be lurking around mid. Blitz confused as to where to look. It is going to be Dexter coming out through underpass to trade it out. And again, we see them sent back to the 3v3 scenario. But look where Apox managed to lurk to. He's going to be spotted as well. So great decision from Dexter there just to go for the jump peek from unders. Unfortunately, he has fallen to Hazza, as it is going to be the 2 remaining Renegades players out on the B site. Hugh with a blind spray through smoke, just straight at the planting sound was more than enough. APOC comes in just to reinforce the defenses, and again, Avant are going to win another round with 3 alive. That will be nice for the economy heading forward.
It's good awareness from Hugh. A couple people might be like, "What? How does he know? He's planting left side directional sound, strong thing." Can tell where the plants are sometimes. Got the right setup. But man, 6 in a row. Ridiculous stuff. What a comeback.
We didn't expect to see it, especially after those first 6 rounds.
He's in, so he's cracking it open. The push into Palace, that's the second time Hazza's been punished. He's been about 50-50 with the success on that Palace push.
But does Ints expect the second man in this position? That's the question.
Seems like he does.
Look at APOC, though. He is so confident, just playing on the off angle. Where do Renegades go from here? It looks like Dexter is... Oh, no. Just barely not spotted as he slid his way into apartments.
He was out on an island, though, at this big site. Nade not quite timed well enough. He's going to play from jail. Trying to buy time. Sterling now coming through CT. Blitz is in on the flank, but I don't know if it's going to be soon enough. Hugh's got no help here.
Well, they're going to be collapsed on by Avant, but Ints is still over towards that A site, so there's the chance to head back the other direction if Blitz falls
Dexter.
here, and that's exactly what's happened. Ints walks out, finds that A site for free. 40 seconds remaining. That's plenty of time for Renegades to go for a safe rotation, as all of the Avant players have been sent to that B site. A round where it didn't look like Renegades had a huge advantage has just flipped on its head.
Much awareness. Ready for that flank. Despite lacking a little information, In's just creeping out A. Now the utility cementing it. Molotov in towards that murder hole. In's controlling those CT peaks. And a mulligan jungle, and they put it down and triple. A very strong post plant for the T's. CT's just looking to save at this point. Renegades, that's another one of those great mid rounds where one of their players just makes a little bit of an info play.
Looks like APOC doesn't want to go down without swinging, though. Just doubling up in CT here with Humongous.
Yeah,
For some exits. Is it even exits? Look at this.
no, I think it is. Like, look at the money on Renegades right now. Every kill they get is absolute gold for the CT side, keeping the T's honest. Yes, they have a lot of loss bonus, but they still want to keep that out there. Yeah, going for the ninja. You were right, Mac. But Renegades not letting their finger off the pulse there.
Yeah, really interesting situation. Investing 2 weapons from AVANT just to get that 1 kill. Hoping that maybe Renegades left the bomb on site, thinking that they were going to go for a hunt rather.
I'm going to remember that when we get to round number 15, Mac. And if the CTs are a little bit broke on a couple of their players, you know why.
Well, the Riders reign to buy up in round number 14, so let's see if AVANT can keep this one neck and neck for now. It is going to be Sicko going out solo at mid for the moment, just using a couple of smokes there to their advantage. Sicko straight to con though, just not hitting those brakes.
Full confidence. Malta's guarding that extra angle for him, Molotoving off the bricks. Rest of Renegades waiting in the apps, but Sterling is actually in a different position this time around. Posted on that deep angle.
Goes for the molly as well.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that one.
That's actually burning them alive. They have to extend the smoke. Look how much damage they just took. The spam as well from Hugh in combination.
Ooh, missed shot though, but still very impressive utility. And that's going to be the first pick found by APOC over towards mid. They spotted a couple of players in the back of apartments, and again, this is going to trigger a heavy rotation. But AVANT, remember what happened in the previous round, so Hazard's not going to leave that A site for free. Sicko almost found the timing, but he's missed another shot. Gets the second attempt, and with Blitz in this position, he's heard everything. Dexter's 1 shot away. Ints as well, not going to be looking the right direction. It's a 2-for-1 trade, but that is not enough, and there is AVANT 3v2 for round 14.
Yeah, Hazard stuck himself into the firebox, and as the clock ticks even further down, it's going to get harder to check those kind of positions for the Renegades as they're creeping back towards this A side of the map. Limited information for AVANT. They're sticking to their guns, leaving players over towards B. So Hazard, will he be checked or will he not be? Hats, he doesn't have a whole lot of time. I don't know if he has the extra 3 or 4 seconds he needs to check this firebox. It's a molly to Palace. He's been pushing that every time, but this time he's mixed it up.
Oh no. But Hazard's looked away at the wrong moment. This will allow Hats to actually get the bomb planted. He plants open. Potential for Humongous to stop it. Can't quite finish, and Hats is going to run out of the open, but Hugh has some great reaction times today, and he is going to find that headshot on the Hats. So we are brought back to a 7-7 scoreline. It's anyone's game as we head into the final round of the half.
Renegades can still buy. That loss bonus still fairly strong, because they only pegged 1 round back at the end of the day. In combination with that loss bonus, sick utility. And look at Hugh. Instantly shifts to start spamming. That's the initial Molotov damage, and then this further spam onto Dexter, putting more pressure on the T's. And just that smoke being invested, as well as the lack of information and sound on the rest of the map, gives AVANT a hell of a lot of information.
That was beautiful. Big nade over towards A main, unfortunately not connecting on anything, and it looks like we are going to see an A site split, or at least that's where Renegades are positioned for right now. Sicko solo here at mid. But will Hugh get the timing, just lurking in smoke? Whoa, missed shot from Sicko. You don't say that too often.
One traded back from Dexter though, who's trying to hop up on that bench to find another angle. Other 2 players here for Renegades in Palace as Dexter's again crept into jungle.
He gets away with it over and over as Hazard hears a couple of footsteps and will control A main for the moment. Not worried about a second player for now. It's just Malta and Dex. Well, just Malta in a 1v4 to maybe finish off the half. He's trying to at least take the one-on-one, but goes a little bit wide. There it is. APOC closes that one out, and it is going to be 8-7 at the half. AVANT with a one-round advantage. That is ridiculous. It's anyone's game right now, but we have to go to half-time, so we'll see you in a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the second half in map number 2 here of the grand final. Renegades 1 round behind as AVANT, who are coming into this as the underdogs, are currently in the lead. And now they have moved over to that attacking side. So let's see what Renegades can do here on the defense to kick off the second half.
Yeah, I'm keen to see it. I mean, when we go back to that last DreamHack grand final between these two, this T-side and Mirage is one of the halves that really lacked for AVANT. It's one of them where they fell a little bit flat. The thing is, for this new AVANT roster though, earlier in this tournament, I think, I can't remember whether it was against Order or whether it was against Rooster. I think it was against Order, where they picked, or it might have, yeah, they picked Mirage as one of their maps. So maybe they actually have worked on some things on the T side. we'll get to see a little bit more of that. But again, if they fall flat here, even though they've really put up a fantastic showing, they were down 0-6, Mac.
Yeah.
And they grind it back to 8-7. With what I would call pretty much just performance by committee. All of them having big rounds, all of them having some big individual plays and holds.
It really just seemed like it took AVANT a little while to get rolling. But once they did, you could see that the confidence in their gameplay was really what was getting them across the line.
And really trusting each other as well.
He's just pretty much trying to make himself dizzy at this point.
Chuck a plus right.
He's actually plus lefty. You know, that's
I don't rate the plus left.
No.
Plus right is where it's at,
yeah,
for
plus
sure.
Right, yep.
Plus
Right
right.
guys.
That's exactly
There you go.
right.
MC agrees. Plus
That's the only right way.
Yep. Beautiful. Thank you, MC.
I wonder if he's got a plus right smooth. I'd love to see it.
Can you plus right one of your many smooths just to ruin it for Billy? One
I
day.
don't know if I don't know if my stomach can handle that right now. Either way, quick one onto this A site. Malta hiding behind triple. He's going to be challenged here.
Oh, and let's see. APOC, he is leading the charge. Spotting Dexter in the edge of the smoke, who will be punished. There's a nice little trade, but Malta needs to buy some extra time here as well. It's going to be the triple burst. Actually, Sterling coming in as the second man. Oh, spam from Ince, unable to find the head. A little bit too high there, but he does spot Blitz here over towards mid, who looks like he doesn't actually have the armor, but Ince just whiffing a couple before Sicko makes up for the dropped ball there. But as you can see, that bomb is going to be planted at the front of triple. We are going to see a big, ambitious play. Humongous on a full rotation over towards mid. Now Sterling just needs to buy some extra time for him to get over to this position and spot it through Con. There is no smoke here. There is a kit for Hats. He's tapped it a second time. They know that he's off the bomb. Sterling just buying some extra time as well. They know that Humongous is shooting a couple of bullets in through Connector now as well. And he finds in spots Hats. Big round coming out from Humongous. The triple with the P250. And that's going to be the 2-round lead for AVANT.
Nice. The celebration plus right. That's amazing. Oh, MC.
Thank you, Michael.
Man. Best observer in the game. Don't care what anyone says.
What do you know? There was actually a lot. I'm seeing a lot of P250 purchases recently in these pistol rounds, especially in the top teams. So.
Last game, Renegades, I mean, it didn't work out for him, but on the T-side pistol, Dexter, I think, dropped 2 P250s and got a flash.
Yeah.
And then they tried to fight outside. Didn't go so well. Let's see if this short split for AVANT goes a little bit better. There's a lot of players here for Renegades, and it's a force buy. Starting to clean up. Do AVANT pump the brakes? They're going to go forward.
Has been very deadly all tournament with the Galil, but that's another trade coming in from Sicko now, and that's going to leave Renegade with a one-man advantage. But for how long Sicko getting his hands on the MP7 is just going to edge forward. He didn't actually spot Blitz's head there, who has a Galil fighting of his own, but Hats peeking on the contact. That is going to be a nice eco coming out from Renegades, as they do now keep this match close. But who's going to have the better buy here? Look, Renegades, they've managed to save a couple of weapons. They have some okay money, not the greatest. But if AVANT force back into this, we've seen what they've done on the pistols themselves. So it's anyone's round right now.
Would love to know if that second round...
Oh! All right.
What's up? Oh, the
Sicko,
AWP.
just going for the AWP.
Glass cannon. Yeah, I mean, you expect AVANT to actually buy here. So I love the purchase. He's got that leg there. Needs to be careful because he doesn't have armor, obviously. He's picking up that one. Not a headshot, but still quite impressive. Would love to know if that last round was pre-planned. Maybe some good preparation on Mirage here, as Renegades seem to read that one pretty well with the force buy plus the stack. Now into a 4-on-3. Nice punish on that push from Hats. Renegades well aware that AVANT needs to make something happen. They've got a weaponry disadvantage. They've got a numbers disadvantage that seems to just get worse and worse for them. Last player, Humongous in the 1-on-4, has found a timing to sneak up Connector here.
Just making sure he can close that distance as best possible, but there's a whole lot of eyes heading his direction, so the bomb plant would be a bonus. Let's see how it goes. Now, it goes over towards CT. It's actually Hats with the famous spam, the famous spray to close out the round and find Humongous in the smoke there. There it is, the equalizer. Renegades back neck and neck with AVANT.
It's AVANT on the save. They're going to have to dig deep into the playbook on this T side of Mirage, somewhere they've fallen flat before. So this is going to be difficult for them. This means a lot for AVANT. Hypothesis on the desk, which, you know, look, I don't know how much anyone puts stock in what's said on the desk, especially between us, Mac. But
Us geniuses.
hypothesis on the desk is that they need to win in the first 3 because if it goes to overpass, they haven't played that map for a long time.
Yeah.
So dropping Mirage here might just mean that AVANT's out of the granny. Not completely. Obviously, they get to play more maps, but it's going to be pretty hard to win on a map you haven't played an official on for ages. Either way, full save for AVANT before they can get their next gun round. We haven't seen a proper gun round for them yet on this T side. Plenty more time for AVANT to, once again, show us why they deserve this spot in the grand final, and that's going to be one of them. Blitz! Oh, that's 2. No way they win an eco here. They're starting to scramble around mid, retrieving the bomb from top mid. AVANT, they're very split up. They don't need to rush this one. They need to hold on to these numbers.
So Blitz with the Glock rush, following up with a nice couple of shots on that M4, and they're looking to utilize this one and control jungle for the moment. That should allow the bomb to go down. But Insta's here, ready to deny it. 2 men set up at CT. Hat's just making sure there's no aggression coming through here. Wants to go for the swing, but bomb goes down. Missed opportunity. And now we are going to see AVANT with the 2-man advantage with the post plan.
3 kits as well as some smokes here for Renegades as they start to go for this retake. Sicko's found Blitz. That's that gun drop, but retrieved by Sterling as Hugh. Struggling. He's found it. He's found the kill. It's all onto Hats, who's just been dinked.
To Glocks Renegades. You never thought you'd see the day, but Sterling and Humongous are trying to lock this one down. Hats, he's not going to tap that bomb, does eventually. And Hugh's going to find it. There it is. You didn't expect Renegades to drop around like that. AVANT with no chance, but Blitz with the double entry on the A side, just turning our thoughts on their heads. And now look how good the economy is for AVANT.
How has that happened? Oh, I haven't seen that for a long time. That used to be the AU special, Mac. Of course, this is where it happens in the grand final. AVANT, a full eco, taking out the Renegades. They're going to take a tack timeout to collect themselves.
No, surely this is a rub it in.
Nah, this isn't a rub it in tack timeout. This is a tack timeout where you go, all right, let's settle down. Let's try and read the money, realize how good the position that we're in is, so that when we lose this following round, we could feel even better about ourselves. No, in realistic though, you're looking at Renegades force buying into this one. They've got the 1 rifle, trying to make it work with some deagles and some scouts. AVANT, like you said, Mac, pretty good money on at least 2 of their players moving forward here. And what's one way to not have to dig as deep into that Mirage playbook if you're not feeling super confident on that T side? It's winning a Glock round and potentially bankrupting your opponents if you win this subsequent round, putting yourself on 11, maybe even 12 rounds and giving yourself a lead where it seemed like Renegades had firm control of the game. So uncharacteristic for them to drop around like that.
Let's see if Dexter with the gamble in con, just hiding, being at 1 with that box, is going to be enough. It's the 4-man stack over towards the A site for Renegades currently. And AVANT, not too sure where they are going to head, but Blitz on a bit of a mission, trying to maybe draw out some information with the flash over towards a main.
It's a hard 1-3-1. Holding that mid control, but with a minute ticking by, AVANT knows they need to make something happen here. They've still got plenty of utility. Who's starting to go into underpass. Smoke being thrown on the window indicates that there may be a potential for an A-split with the 1 player in Palace, but look at Renegade's setup. Dexter, anti-flashing connector. 3 players on this site with Sicko dancing around that triple box. Even the rifle of Hats over here.
Oh, this is huge. So Sicko's going to spot that one. They don't clear Dexter initially, and he can't get anything done. A bit of damage on a Haz, but that's about all he wrote right now as Humongous manages to take him down. But Hats here hiding over towards Firebox. Going to be the last point of contact coming out, trying to help out Malta. Finds himself the 2K over towards the balcony. They know that Blitz is there as well, but Hats is going to drop that one. Blitz on a rampage with the rifle right now, but a big shot from Instant. You can't write them off yet. They still need to get this bomb planted. Surely the wallbang. No, it doesn't come through, and Humongous with a perfect amount of cover will lock that down for AVANT. It was costly, but every round here counts.
Oh, nail-biting this game, Mac. Massive play from Blitz, but they ran straight into the stack. Dexter gets nothing there. That's so crazy that he ends up getting traded without even 1. Oh, man.
Imagine if he just
If he just gets one there, that probably slows this initial site push down.
But no one even saw him until he turned his little head around.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look,
interesting, whatever.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
That's the one. And this time, 4 men at the A site wasn't enough for Renegades. They've sent 5. Flash through con, 4-man swing about to happen. Sterling, even with the Mac 10. Does he have the bullets? No, only good for the single, but the cover's there from the rest of the boys there at mid. As now the other two start to make their way up Pal and a main. They know that Malta has to be roughly in this vicinity, and he is going to be sent on a trip to the Nether Realm. There it is, 12-9, 3-round lead at the moment for AVANT.
And I have to say, look, some of Blitz's finest individual form in his career, I remember, was when he was playing on that Legacy roster and playing with Stat. So he's having a good couple of rounds here. Looking real sharp. Maybe he can return to that same kind of form for AVANT. He's been jumping around the rolls quite a bit, Max. Secondary AWPing here and there. Calling that smoke. Going to the back of apps for Renegades. Trying to give a bit of a different look. They're also pushing into a ramp. Pushing both of the extremities. That's going to slow AVANT down. They're hiding behind this smoke. Molotov pushes Hats forward. So many T's on this other side of the smoke. He's going to refresh this back of apps smoke.
Oh, but dodge the flash as well. That could have been a freebie, but has a very sharp today. And he's going to try to open up the site, which he does perfectly. Shots like that straight onto the head of Vince. It's huge, but they don't expect the second man already. It's going to be Sicko here to deny the bomb plant spot. And APOC over towards the pillar. Sterling 1 bullet away from death. Blitz as well. His head's going to be spotted. Sicko in a perfect position. Unfortunately, he's going to be Molotov'd out. Somehow still survives this as Malta has APOC just around the corner. Able to finish up Sterling as well. Renegades, they're back in the game.
Oh, what a massive play from Sicko. It's not even just the fact that he gets those 3 kills. He creates so much space and so much chaos running through all of these Molotovs and picking at AVANT as they try to get safely out of the apartments. They thought they were cool. He opens up with those 2 kills and he starts putting the bomb down. They're thinking they're chilling in this 5-on-3, but there's always that player at NBK. You can see Hugh just had a piece of utility out, can't get his AK out in time. That's the turning point.
Just gave everyone a bit of a scare there. And enabled Renegades a little bit of time to rally. Let's see Malta. He's got himself this molly. Not going to dump it on the contact, but it's a very fast approach. Molotov's not going to have too much impact. It's actually Dexter holding this faster approach. Bomb now down underneath balcony. Dexter still utilizing utility to try and control it for now.
Renegades starting to shut down some of these faster plays. Disruptive pushes in utility, but APOC is starting to make his way up con. He's found that pick on ins at short. Find the right timing on Sicko as his smoke starts to clear.
They know that he has to be in here somewhere, but they don't check the angle. Oh, spotted, but APOC finds the timing. Dexter, another kill for himself as he almost goes down to the wall bank. APOC spamming that one through, back to the 2v2. AVANT doing a huge job to get back into the round, and now it's all up to Hats. He's right between the two. And wants to try to find the trade. APOC gazing in the wrong direction, and it's a fast approach, but Sterling, he's not going to be able to connect. Doesn't even hit the trigger there on the AWP. It's Hats to save this round for Renegades and keep the match neck and neck. 12-11. It's swinging back one side than the other. The momentum, I don't even know who has it right now.
Renegades. Sure, that round almost came back from the brink in a 3-on-5. But Renegades did such a good job shutting down that apps push, that fast palace pop rather. Now coming down to a 1v1 puts this round in the balance. Both teams quite broke at this 12-11 scoreline. Whoever takes this round will start to take a firm control over this match and put some pressure on their opponents. AVANT almost no utility left here. Handful of smokes, 1 flash. That's it. It's going to have to be gun duels that go the way of AVANT here. It spots out Malta. It's putting pressure on him. The swing goes in the favor, and that's 2 frags again for Renegades. AVANT going to have to recover yet another 3v5 with no utility. I don't know if they can do it this time, Mac.
Let's see if they can do it from the disadvantage. It seems to be a recurring theme at this point. Sicko just looking for something. Almost finds 2 there. I think has a cop the collateral, but through the legs, so he does survive for a moment. And Ince is here, lurking, waiting, and just looking to secure It's a tied game. There it is. It's Hats from short to do it, though. 12-12. And Renegades, 4 men alive at the end of that round. That is huge for the economy.
Not just that as well, they upgrade both MP9s to AKs at the end of that.
Massive for the firepower.
Puts AVANT on that single save.
But even still, you can see that they are fully aware of the economy. Malta, he has opted for an MP9 instead. And might just go for a more aggressive play. He's been loving playing on top of balcony here. But AVANT, they are sending their efforts over towards the B side, it seems. Oh, it's just dealing out so much damage there through the kitchen window. Oh, and it's going from bad to worse. This round's a write-off already.
Yeah, not much of an investment for AVANT though. But not pulling guns away from Renegades at this point in the game makes this game so much harder to win. That's what AVANT did so well on Nuke in that second half. They kept these kind of rounds very expensive for Renegades towards the tail end of the game, which made Renegades much more resettable. But this time around, oh, never mind. Forget about what I said. Hats goes down in the jumping shot.
Well, let's
It's
see.
only one gun, I think.
Hazza couldn't do it this time. Ince is just on a rampage. Remember that he has been the hero for Renegades this tournament and said, hey, look, all right, enough playtime here. Let's take this map. Let's take our map pick and let's make sure we lock down the granny. Because if not, AVANT will be one map away from this victory.
And heading into Inferno. Oh, no, sorry, not Inferno. They're heading into Dust 2. Which is not one we've seen played as much, actually. For many of these teams. Run boost in a round like this. See how it goes for him. On top of the double stack. Hugh goes down very early in B apartments.
Ambitious play at mid, but it works out. Malta, close range with this SMG. Might just have Haz's number. But Haz is certainly waiting for that smoke to fade.
Apoc's got to be the critical player again. From a deficit, he's been so good at cracking open mid and finding good timings of creeping up connector. Chilling around there once again. AVANT being very patient at this point.
Hazza actually spotted that smoke coming through as well, so he is fully aware that there's a CT player and can only assume that Malta's going to be playing close to A main as well.
Look, AVANT's biding their time, but in a 4-on-5, they're going to have to make something happen. Now starting to get a wriggle on. One towards B apartments, the rest of them looking to split up short. Hat still has a smoke. Sicko, that's another pick onto Sterling that makes it a 3-on-5, but a 3-on-2 on this B bomb site, Mac.
Hats is in a great position to hold the short split. But Apoc, another bit of damage onto the window player. That's Dexter falling. Hats spots this one, but can't. Oh, he does secure the kill. That's going to be the bomb left behind, actually, as Apoc now needs to do a Yui to go back and grab that one. And Renegades, they spot it. They're fully aware. Malta just needs to come from mid here, and this round's already locked down as Apoc tries to make his way through. But Hats and Ince, the defense on the B site is just too strong for AVANT right now.
Yeah, and with no bomb plant, they can't go for an AK armor buy consistently across the board. Have to go for a half buy. Try and sneak through something with the pistols and armor before going for another buy in the next. Renegades, very strong money here. Towards the tail end of this game, exactly what you want on the CT side. Alright, getting bonked by the smoke.
Bonked to the ground, but still, it's done something. Window will be left open. AVANT may be cautious of the area. But Sicko, aware of a very fast play coming in through Con now. Missed opportunity, and he's going to fall down. Dexter at least finding one onto Hazza. They're just waiting for Blitz to be able to push out a power. The molly was there, but it's not burning any longer as Blitz comes through. Missed opportunity. Starts Malta over towards A main with full control, able to retake the A site here. The other two players rotated in from B. Both went short now. Bink onto Malta, who now is a little bit worried. So he's just given up all control at all.
Apoc trying to sneak through checkers here with that AWP, but the off angle from Hart surely a little too good. Not much you can do about that one. It's a good attempt from AVANT. But Hats has a lockdown very nicely. That's match point for Renegades. A crazy game for AVANT. A hell of a lot of big clutch rounds. Once again, similar to Nuke, but this time, Renegades has just been a little bit more consistent. And this T side, a lot of these plays are predicated off some quicker runs of things, going straight out Palace or going quickly out big apartments. And Renegades have seemed pretty good at shutting that down on this CT side. So AVANT, I think they're going to have to be a little bit more nuanced to get some rounds here on the T side. Where they found the most success is often in middle, in the mid round. APOC running around there. And unfortunately, most of the time when they're getting that success, they're playing from a deficit. So maybe if they just put a little more emphasis on that part of the map, they give APOC a little bit of room to work with, and they find one of those entries in middle, in the mid-round, and they have actually a man advantage, they can try and convert that. Because these faster players, seeming like Renegades, has them on lockdown. Either way, it's match point. AVANT really needs this map win. Otherwise, they're going to have the work cut out for them on overpass, as we've mentioned before. Backs against the wall. Let's see what the strat is from them. No one towards the A side of the map this time around. Who puts utility pressure on B? So this is forcing out all the utility from the CT side here, Mac.
Oh, and dragged out another rotation as well. You've seen Dexter shifting to Window, who's actually fallen. Now it's just Malta towards that A site, but Sicko trying to come straight back. Hugh now continuing to sell the fake again, drawing Sicko back towards the B site. Looks like it's going to be the B split, even though the rotations have come through. Malta just dropping some util there towards A. That will alert AVANT of the possibility that there's still someone over there. And AVANT, they're not committed to anything yet.
They pump the brakes. They know they have the man advantage. They don't have to commit to anything yet. Renegades are the ones that have to go looking for information, and Ings is doing just that. He does get taken out by APOC. That's great patience for AVANT, not over-committing to the B site where Renegades is heavily rotating. And that's given them an empty site. Only Sicko trying to play retake from Checker with that ult, trying to find a pick as they cross to the site. But there's the smokes, obscuring his vision. Oh, there's a gap, Mac.
Oh, but they've jumped over, and Hazza can thank his lucky stars there. Good placement on the nade, but is it going to be enough? It looks like Renegades will just have to pack their bags, because I don't see them winning this in the 2v4. But Sicko, he's certainly posturing for an attempt.
Malta's going to pick off Hazza.
Oh,
no.
Back to the 2-on-2 in a matter of seconds, and Sicko, he is doing this. It's Blitz, the last man alive, 1v2 to save this map, but Sicko's done it! What a triple on the retake! The man is a master of the big green, and there it is, 16-12. Renegades take their second map for the grand final. One more, and they'll be your champions. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break this down in the post-match. We'll see you soon.